expected to conform to their customs if you applied for immigration. You'd have to be sponsored, actually. But around landing, you don't have to wear a head covering. Even bare arms are okay. But shorts would be really pushing it. Somebody might politely ask you to cover up because they have children present. I've never seen you dressed immodestly, so I wouldn't have mentioned it. Gabriel explained. He looked at her, considering. You might shift your pistol back on your hip, under your jacket, and the knife too. It isn't their custom to display weapons. Why did you pick this world? Lee asked. I want to get you back to Durfam quickly, and a lot of developed worlds would have questions about this ship landing directly. They'd want to know where our ship in orbit is, assuming this was a shuttle from the size. Here, they have no traffic control and no station in orbit or system scan. In fact, they often go weeks between ships, so there is little need for any traffic control. They are remarkably good at minding their own business. There is no customs examination, and they assume if I have business, I know who I'm meeting, and it's none of their concern. So we can have dinner and leave without filling out forms and being delayed. Oh, and the food is good, Gabriel added like an afterthought. I want a ship like this, Lee said. If we'd had this, it would have cut months off our recent voyage of exploration. It's a convenience, Gabriel admitted. But you accomplished the same things. Indeed, you might have skipped over some of the things you discovered if you didn't slow down and look thoroughly at each system along the way. If you and your crew are all life extended, it won't matter as much either. Lee thought about how some of their discoveries had unfolded. I have to admit, I can see that. And now that you have life extension, there's not as big a rush to get things done, Gabriel repeated. I doubt the full impact of that has hit you yet, but it will change and color how you do everything. You think I will be a very different personality? Lee asked. No, my experience says your basic personality is already formed. You're how old now? Gabriel asked. Closer to 16 than 15, Lee said, refusing to be exact. Yeah, but an outlier, Gabriel said. You don't fit the mold for your age. In some ways you are less mature, in some ways more. You're an odd bird by the standards of any human society. I'm not a terrific fit for Durf or Badger society either, Lee admitted. But I am what I am. You are very much like my Lady April when she was your age, Gabriel said. His voice took on an odd inflection when he spoke of her. Lee started wondering what his long-standing relationship with April had been. She'd have to find a way to bring that up. Gabriel, meanwhile, continued. She also grew up without being embedded in the usual crowd of children her own age, although she wasn't nearly as isolated as you. She had the association of a habitat, though mostly adults and not just her family. When do you first remember meeting others outside your family? He asked. Lee soon found that with an occasional small nudge and a few single-sentence questions, she had talked over an hour about her life as an explorer with her parents and Gordon. Right up until Gabriel had to pay attention to setting them on the ground. His ship had a very impressive AI he called Dilbert, which was named separately from the ship, which was the Cricket. But Gabriel didn't trust it to talk to strangers and land on an unimproved field. She never got to inquire much about him. Back at Durfam, aboard the Retribution, Gordon watched with amusement as there was a sudden surge in comm traffic when they appeared on scan. Neither the USNA Albuquerque in orbit around Durfam, nor the visiting aliens had expected them to return from Earth so quickly. Gordon had moved his command to the Retribution in a rush, including his critical bridge crew. Thor's crew stayed. The Retribution had more room for them than the High Hopes, being short crew who mustered out after the long voyage. The High Hopes and the Dart would follow them to Durfam at their normal pace. Neither was short of people qualified to command a ferry operation, and there was nothing more to be done at Earth since the Claims Commission declined to administer their claims in the back of the Beyond. Who knew what the Caterpillars would do? They'd come and go on their own agenda. Thor had experience running the Retribution before, and had recently switched back to her at Durfam when the little fleet had ended its voyage and Captain Aristotle wanted to be released. They had no complex structure or tradition like a naval vessel against switching command.